Hello guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. Not sure if I can really call it a tutorial if it's 10 minutes long, but I'm going to do it for the views because it's a clickbait word. Anyway, this is the comprehensive guide to the fastest kickoff in Rocket League as far as I'm aware. It's also known as the back corner kickoff from a lot of teams and people around the world. And as you can see right there, that's really what the kickoff is trying to do. You're trying to get the possession for your team in the back corner. Here, this is an alternative strategy that my teammate is doing. He's killed the ball in the middle. Fortunately, their cheater can't dribble, but this is just, to show some variation of the exact same spawning point. It can be done on the cross spawn. That's where both teams have two players spawning diagonally positioned. And it can also be done when you have one player at the back, one person in the diagonal. But I prefer doing it when you have the one person at the back, one person in the diagonal, because it's a little bit more consistent. However, I'll explain in this video how to do it in both spawning positions, and I'll also explain how to support your teammate if they're trying to do it. This is obviously a strategy that a lot of people already know how to do, the actual mechanics of the fast kickoff, but the way that I do it, I just turn infield just after I pick up that boost, and then I diagonally dodge in the opposite direction, and I want to be facing the ball and kind of pointing my car at their goal as I hit it. This a lovely makeout session with .org LF1, but that's what it looks like. I'm not going to go into in-depth explaining this because a lot of you already know how to do this, and there are lots of guides on the internet how to do it, but we're going to be watching a lot of these kickoffs throughout this video, so if you don't already know how to do it, you could probably just watch, or learn by watching. Here we have just a very typical situation. My teammate cheated, but it doesn't really matter. The ball's in a very safe location, rolls to the back corner, and notice that I was very easily able to get the boost to the side of the field and then rotate back around. No problem. We already saw a free goal in the intro on the how-to, but here's another one. It happens fairly frequently. You'd be surprised at the amount of people who still have kickoffs that are slow enough to abuse in this manner. Here we have, I don't know his name, forgotten it from the previous clip, but he's just trying to do the old style Gibbs slow kickoff, the blocking style, but the fast one does beat it if you go straight down the middle. His teammate did go for boost in the corner, so it's just going to roll in to the open net. Notice that the teammate did turn the wrong way though. He could have turned back to the goal and maybe made it. Other bonus from this kickoff is that you kind of take cheaters out of the game. There's Dimitri from the other team. He's tried to cheat up to get an easy dribble, but he's not really in a good position, and now he's got no boost, and he's going to struggle to follow up. We get not the greatest contest in the near post, but we're still perfectly fine there, and the cheater didn't really accomplish anything. But it is primarily a securing possession strategy. If you nail it, if you get that glancing blow, you can secure the possession in the back corner, grab the boost, so that even if your teammate is contested, you're there to back him up. That's really what this is trying to accomplish. I'd mentioned earlier that in the cross spawn, it's a little bit more awkward. If the person adjacent to you is the player who goes for the ball, you sometimes get bumped. It's not always a disaster. Right there, I was able to get recovery into the boost, but sometimes you do lose your momentum and get taken out of the game briefly. You need to be careful to inform your teammate, or your teammate needs to be careful to spot that. This time the boost actually got stolen by their goalkeeper, but it doesn't matter. The ball's just going to bounce into their net. That's another thing that can happen. Sometimes you just get a hard win on the cross spawn. This is one of the situations where I don't get a good recovery, and it's just because of the way that the opponent bumped me, kind of tailgated me, and then I have to take a wide line back to my goal, but we do still get back fairly quickly. I could have gone for a faster line, and I should have in fact checked there to see what my teammate was doing. Before going for the side boost, I should have probably checked what he was up to, then gone to the back corner if he was in trouble, just so I can, back him up a little bit sooner. I didn't even check if the boost was up, in fact. But it is a pretty mechanically intensive kickoff. You need to have very, very accurate fingers to do it. And if your teammate cheats and you miss, that's a really, really bad combination. We weren't punished that time. It looked fairly regular after the ball rolled into the corner. But sometimes you do get punished. And this is one of those times where my teammate cheats, jumps for some reason, and they're just going to score the rebound. I didn't purposely miss these, just for the recording. Just for the record. Besides missing at the far side of the ball, you also don't want to hit it too flush, and this is why. Sometimes you just get completely countered, bounce off the ball. Again, I really could have looked behind me before turning there, or maybe turned sooner, but my teammate got dribbled. It was definitely my fault for killing the ball. And in the cross spawn, where you got the adjacent player, Montague, going for the ball, if I hit it too flush, I'm just going to hit it straight past Montague there and give it to their goalkeeper, which is, again, not good. I want to be hitting it into my opponent, who's also on the kickoff. You also don't want to hit it too low, this is one of those situations where this might happen. And the main reason for that is that sometimes the ball can just ramp up over your car, and if the opponent hit it with enough pace, it can ricochet off that back wall, make it really awkward for your teammate, because then he suddenly has to defend a shot much earlier and from a much higher angle. And if you're not back in time, let's say that I got a bad landing, or I got bumped, or even demoed in the kickoff, that would have been really bad. I think this was a low-rated game. Looks like I'm playing on my Smurf, and I was just going for demos there, if I recall. But that's some of the pros and cons. You just got to be careful about getting bumped in the cross spawn is probably the main bad thing. But I think that the goals that you can get just from random teams leaving their net open and the ball going straight in more than makes up for that. And if your teammate doesn't cheat, then it's 10 times better. It's so good that if your teammate doesn't cheat. This time my teammate does cheat, but he decides to, turn just fast enough, almost beans it on the wall, but it works out phenomenally well. I guess he always had the plan, and look at the moves. He's done the defender. Ball bounces on the line, doesn't matter, it's still going to go in. The other thing your teammate doesn't want to do is take the back corner boost if you are in the cross spawn. This is a big mistake if you have a teammate who's doing a fast kickoff, because right now I'm boost starved. The boost does show up in the replay there, but I do not have it. That was just a replay bug. I'm driving across the small pads, still don't have enough boost to contest, relying on my teammate here, missed the boost, doesn't matter, he's missed the save. And this is all snowballing from my teammate taking the back corner boost. Here's going to be just another 2v2 replay of my teammate doing that exact thing, but it is a very common problem in 3v3. Somebody will just grab that back boost, you're stuck with no boost, driving around the midfield. I could have maybe gone for some small pads, but I went for the big one instead. But watch again. My teammate, just by backflipping here, means that one of us is going to be boost starved about 10 seconds later, because there's the hit on the ball. Boost has been stolen by Gandalf on the midfield. There's no boost on this side of the field. I could have picked up 12, 24, 36, 48, so I could have been okay there, but I wouldn't be perfect. This is one situation where at least my teammate does go for a half flip, and he does turn the safe way, but being in the middle of the field would have put him in a better position for a contest. And notice that he also stole my boost again, and I've written the screen here, seriously, why does everybody do this? I don't know why this is such a common strategy. Everybody backflips into this boost, loses all their momentum, uses about 40 or 50 boosts just to get back to the exact same boost situation that they were previously at. I don't understand the logic there. You're using all your momentum, or losing all your momentum, then using all the boost that you just gained just to get your momentum back. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's why I've included so many clips off this in this short video, so you guys can see why it might be a bad idea if your teammate in 2s is doing a fast kickoff, or if your teammate even in 3s is doing a fast kickoff, why backflipping into that corner boost is not always a good thing. Sometimes you take your teammate out of the game about 10 seconds later, or even 5 seconds later. It takes longer to develop sometimes. So that should hopefully be some of the pros and cons of this strategy. There's, I think, a couple of final comments that I'll make. I just let this clip roll on so I could ramble a bit, because I knew that this was going to take a bit longer to finish this train of thought. I'm trying to do all this in one take. Obviously the footage is edited, but the voiceover is all one take. That's how I do it. I can't do pre-record. I need to just wing it. But we have: don't take the back corner boost if you are in the cross spawn and you're supporting player. Don't cheat if you're the supporting player. If you are the player on the kickoff, make sure not to hit it too flush. Don't hit it too low. Don't miss. A lot of very simple things to remember there. And here's another one where my teammate has decided to kill the ball. Puts me in a really awkward spot because I'm against a dribbler. There's no real place that I could contest him there, and he does a great shot to the top corner. These last clips, like the comment said, are all from the same game. So that's one kickoff, very safe, to the back corner. And now I'm able to contest very, very easily, there to back up my teammate. We both have perfectly fine boost. One of the opponents is out of boost, so we've definitely come out of this situation on top of the opponents. This guy has hardly any boost, and we really could have scored here. Oh, we did. Thanks to opponent. I think I pressed tab, in fact, to check. Yep, it was, in fact, my goal. What a boomer. That's phenomenal own goal by the other team. But here we go, another kickoff for my teammate. This time it does go a little bit better. It doesn't kill in the middle. And it wouldn't have mattered if it did, because they weren't cheating regardless. But here we go. I see Samuel cheating. We take him out of the game by losing the kickoff to the back left. My teammate was also cheating, but it's perfectly fine. This is a very, very easy to defend position. The opponents are not threatening our goal at all, so we're just going to easily counterattack. The game didn't go very well from here on, but we're just going to keep on skipping to the next kickoff. Again, does this look familiar? It is a different kickoff. That's why we've left the score up there, just so you can see. They all look so familiar because if you can execute this kickoff to perfection, you're going to secure a boost, or you're going to secure possession for your team very, very often.